Flying in a helicopter over some of the landscapes we do is it's a really humbling experience because you get to see a whole different perspective than maybe a lot of other resources get to see.
I think that's one of the great benefits of this job is getting to see the country from the air. We get to fight fire in some really cool places.
I think that's my favorite thing about HeliTAC is being able to see different vantage points of incredible country from the air. You know, it's breathtaking. It's really, really an incredible experience.
I mean, the best part is just you fly everywhere you go, so you get to see a different perspective. Every day's unique. Every flight's different.
Helicopters are just like any other tool that we have. There's a good time and place for them. I would say the biggest benefit of helicopters is the speed at which they can get to very remote locations. And that's why we utilize them, is to get us into those tough to get to locations and get us there fast. First and foremost, our HeliTAC people are firefighters, and so they study wildland fire. But they also have to be aviation experts. They have to understand the helicopters inside and out and how to work in and around those helicopters.
When you're in a helicopter, you get that bird's eye view. You can take some laps around it, kind of see what you're really facing. And it's a good thing, so if there is ground resources that are there, we can kind of paint the picture of what we're seeing from the air as well, and maybe be able to see hazards and different terrain features and stuff like that, and find the best way to attack a fire as well.
A helicopter manager's primary responsibilities are fire and aviation, and in addition to that, leadership and communication. Helicopter managers need to have the experience, knowledge, and skills to give sound and safe tactical direction and fire line supervision. Similar with aviation, that experience and that knowledge drives the mission planning and the management of aviation operations across the broad spectrum. The leadership, in its simplest context to me, means advocating for your people, taking care of your people, getting them the tools and equipment that they need to do their job safely and effectively. And the communication, we deal with multiple stakeholders, multiple missions, so that communication, introducing the aviation expertise, being an active participant in shared decision making, anticipating problems before they arise, and then we're problem solvers once they do.
So my main responsibilities for this job is providing a good environment for the crew. Like, I want the crew to learn, I want the crew to do a good job, I want them to be successful at the job, and I want them to have fun at the job too, because ultimately that's what we need to do with this job, is be safe, have fun doing it, and then provide a good work.
Obviously, we have a rapid response to initial attacks. We can get to a lot of remote places a lot quicker. We do water drops, we do reconnaissance on large fires, and just logistical support. If people need supplies out on the fire line, we can hook up a long line and bring those supplies to those people in a timely manner.
Another option, another use of the helicopter is crew transports to very remote locations.
One of the great capabilities of us is we come with a 240-gallon bucket. So we land on a fire, we can deploy our bucket, the firefighters can start fighting fire, and then the pilot goes and usually finds hopefully a close dip site. We can really make a lot of good progress.
We have a lot of safety protocols. We do a lot of practice drills. We're always out here setting up the bucket, setting up the long line, practicing cargo missions just to ensure safety in and around our aircraft.
As a HeliTac crew member, it depends on the day, but usually we start out with preventative maintenance checks on our vehicles. After that, we come to Helibase and we get the helicopter ready for an initial attack if we were to get a fire call. We are also qualified to do what's called STEP, which is hover entry and exits when needed. If it's too steep or it's really rural, we're able to just kind of hover and be able to exit and be able to plug in on the fire.
I think what I enjoy most about the job is probably the dynamic nature of it. Whether it's fire line operations, logistics, or leadership, every day is a little bit different. You're not quite sure what you're gonna get into for the day. And
some of the challenges of being on a HeliTac crew can also be some of the fun parts of being on a HeliTac crew. I show up to work in the morning and I have absolutely no idea where I'm gonna be at that night, which creates a challenge both personally and professionally as well. The helicopter is a very mobile resource that can be moved to a lot of different locations pretty rapidly. So it can create challenges just logistically trying to facilitate the movement of the aircraft, the movement of the crew, and provide just like a good product for the end user of what's needed.
We're surrounded by national parks. We have a lot of wilderness. You see things that most people don't get to see. I think that's the best part of the job, is going where no one else gets to go.
The camaraderie and the bond, we talk about it like a family. We are a family. We've got our regular families, and then we've got our HeliTac family. That's probably the best part about my job. That's got to be pretty good because all the other stuff is really good also, being able to fly around and do the things that we do.
We are BLM Fire!